Yeah, I think the first time, just to make it clear how it's related to the podcast, really, because
Yeah.
I was doing a bit of a search for good shoes, basically trying to find
Oh
members
yeah.
of good shoes, and I
God.
think it was searching for the hashtag, and I just came across you. I think you were a video of you on a skateboard talking about how you signed good shoes.
Oh man, I discovered them. I love that band. I hate this planet that that band isn't even now. I mean, okay, they split up, and I could tell you why they split up. I could tell you everything about it. I'm an expert on Good Shoes. Do you like that album? Do you like their two? Do you like them?
It's brilliant. That first album is really underrated, like you say.
The first album is just so like it's just beautiful. Like when I listen to it, sometimes I cry because I know where they came from. They were young kids. They were like 16, 17-year olds. And I saw their first ever gig in London and I just they were sloppy as but I just saw it. I was like, "Oh, you guys are the real deal." And they were. The singer for the Good Shoes is a propping artist. I mean, I could tell you stories as to why they are the greatest artists of all time. Oh God, I love them so much, but they were difficult to manage because would never be told what to do. You know, they had these rules in that band, and they stuck to them, and they slept on park benches every night, drunk, and they loved life, and they would, it was such a great time in London, and yeah, I just wish more people knew about that band. I mean, they do. They've got like lots of plays and stuff, but why they weren't like the new Smiths or something? I mean, it's just beautiful. The guitar work. There's no tricks. They wouldn't allow any tricks. They wouldn't in the studio. They wouldn't never. No, we won't have distortion. They won't have delay. They won't have guitar effects. They were just like proper art band, and uh, I'm passionate about that. Thank you for bringing good shoes up. I discovered good shoes. My heart is pure. I brought them to a management company who said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we'll take them with you. We'll, handshake deal. We'll do it half and half and stuff," which is a massive mistake for me because of course what's coming. But um, anyway, like to be honest with you, that band were so endearing. The singer for that band, he didn't even need a manager. All he does is he would make like little handwritten notes to John Kennedy at XFM and stuff, and his little cassettes would be hand drawn. He would put so much work into the art just to be a little bit different, just to be noticed, and it worked. They started getting plays on his own, but I was friends through Carrie. I was friends with Zane Lowe for a long. I haven't seen him for a long time because he lives in the States. But I was, pretty tight with Zane Lowe, and I passed it on to Zane Lowe, and he loved it. And he's not about friend business. He wouldn't have done it because I knew him, but he just loved it, and he put it on the radio, and it started going from there. It just naturally started happening. The scene around that time, I looked at the youth then, and I was like, "Hey, this is happening. This is happening." And hey, the Libertines were going at the same time, and what other bands were Good Shoes playing with? And they were playing with all those bands. A lot of some of the bands like got what was it called? New Rave. what was it?
Yeah,
What was the band that went? Ooh?
yeah, Klaxons.
Yeah, Claxons. So they would play with them and is it Metrome? Yeah, just it was cool. Like I was older. Like I was old, and I looked at what was happening, and I was like, this is so cool. These kids are fucking filling these tents out and going bananas, to Good Shoes, going bananas. And I saw them every night, and I've never been so proud. I felt like they were my little brothers, and I don't have brothers. I was just so proud of them and so proud of the fact that they just would say no. Like they would ask to be, if you asked them to do an advert or something, they would just be like, no, it doesn't matter how much money it was. It'd be just like, no. But it came to their detriment. Let me tell you this funny story because the bassist of Good Shoes, he's a difficult character. Like he was really difficult. Like I'd get in arguments with him. He liked to drink and he liked to argue with me. And But anyway, they went on live. They went on Zane Lowe's end of the year show on live on Radio One. All right, we got Good Shoes. This is their big moment. And they go on the radio, and Zane Lowe is asking, so what are you guys up to? And the singer's just like, we're going to go on tour. And he's like, where? And he's like, I don't know, just check, MySpace. And then he said, oh, it's been an exciting year for you guys, and stuff. And the bass player, like this, he goes live on the radio. He goes, yes, Zane. Thanks, Zane. We owe it all to you, Zane. Just like
Right.
that. The most sarcastic voice you've ever heard. And that was it. Do you know what? Like, that was it. Like, I just, the phone rang and I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, like literally, Zane Lowe barely even talked to me after that. He like, I lost my friendship because of Good Shoes, but I don't care because Good Shoes are great. I choose Good Shoes over friendship any day.
What a quote, yeah. I mean, yeah, they were brilliant. I went to see them quite a few times
Oh, really?
in that area. Yeah, I remember watching them in Leeds. It was brilliant.
Oh, what, like the Leeds Festival?
No, is it Brudenell Social Club?
Oh, okay, yeah. There's just something about Good Shoes. I can't tell you. It's so pure. And Reese, the singer, he's just this, probably the most angry little frustrated. He hates society. He hates us all for being stupid. And he sings about it, and in a really beautiful way.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't get that from looking at him, would you? It's quite an
Nah,
unassuming character, maybe, yeah.
they were just such nice boys. They were very suspicious. It took me a while of, I had to go down and like meet their parents, and the mother's American, and just say, listen, your sons have got something here. They've got talent, like really. And they're like, what? And I know they can really do it, and they loved it. When they saw them on TV and saw them, I think, they just loved it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you mentioned Good Shoes. I really see it as the greatest thing I did in my life.
Okay, right.
Musically, I think it's the greatest thing that I was ever involved with or I ever did. Like maybe if I didn't get involved, then maybe they'd be bigger because they wouldn't have, been on Zane Lowe like that. But I don't know. But yeah, I just that's it. Like if that's all I ever did in my life was bring Good Shoes onto Spotify. So in 20 years, sometimes some Mexican kid can go, holy, this is awesome. That's it.
Yeah. No, it's like it would be great to talk to one of them, but it's quite hard to track down, I think.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like that. Like they're my brothers. Like I said, if I saw them right now, I'd be hugging them. We'd be laughing, but we don't keep in touch. It's not that type. They're not that type of people. I'm not. It's just, I can't explain it.
No, yeah, I respect it. Like they don't want to, so, some people just don't want to dredge up the past or something. That's fair enough, I guess. But I was talking to Hugo from the Maccabees, and he said he thinks that Reese is a lifeguard these days, maybe, or something. I'm not sure.
Really? What, in Berlin?
I don't know. He just said, I've heard he's a lifeguard, but he wasn't sure where.
Well, I know. I'm pretty sure Reese lives in Berlin now.
Okay, right. Maybe it's a bit of an indie rumor.
Yeah, I don't know where they all are. I could find like Steve, the guitar. I mean, oh God, they're like old souls. They're weird, like really weird, like funny as fuck, like Steve Martin funny. Like in the studios, I'd be in there and just be like, they get drunk and just be like, just being like different from other people. They're like, I don't know, just politically and classically trained, it's just weird.
So what
weird
was
old
what...
men. Old men.
So what was your working relationship with him? Was it like an A&R person? Like, I'm not really familiar with how it works.
As their manager, but really all I am, I've managed, I'm just a really good cheerleader. Like I'm a really good, like saying to people like, you must hear this band. And so that's what I did.
Okay.
And I got them signed and I got them this but then when it comes down to managing and, finding mandolin strings at 3 a.m. in downtown Austin and trying the rent off the local Hebrews. Sorry, that's a line from Spinal Tap. Like,
All right.
and it's a real babysitting job. And basically I had them, rips the label. Here's what happens. This is the sad thing about the music industry. That band were on such a trajectory of going, yes, 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 everything's great. And then one day you get a call, and the label, the record label, who was called Brill, they were an offshoot of EMI. The guy who started Brill is Leo Silverman. Great guy. Loved Good Shoes. Loved them. Would never have dropped them. But he was involved in signing White Stripes and Prodigy. Okay, so they gave him his own label. Guess what happened? A year later, some accountant is going, we need to get rid of all these labels. That's what happened to me on a label. They just, all these accountants will just get rid of labels, bang, bang, bang. So suddenly there's no label, and they just, no one got them signed again, and then they disbanded. It should never have happened.